Hey y'all, we're ready for a nice fall craft today. So I'm glad you're joining us. And I wanted to tell you that while we're doing this, watch it carefully, try it at home. But if you're having difficulty and want some help or need some supplies, we're gonna have a make and take on October 14th at 1 o'clock, and we'll have all the supplies and you can come ready for fun. We're gonna make bandana pumpkins, and I've made a few ahead so that you can see. You can use your own fabric at home. The bandanas are like this, and they are in about a square that's like 18 by 18 or 20 by 20. So if you struggle with tucking things in, you might want to go with that 20 by 20 size. Okay, so you're just gonna lay out your bandana. I just got this at Walmart for a little over $1. I also used some fabric that we had at the library, and I cut them into 18 by 18 squares. And what you're going to use for this is good old TP. So what makes it nice is this can be a holiday decoration that you don't have to store anywhere. You can take it back apart so that it's fresh for the next year, or you use different fabrics, and you've got your TP stored. So all right, what you're going to do is spread out your square of fabric, have your TP ready, and you are going to make sort of a little nest with some batting. And we just had scraps that we've used from something, and I made one at home and I didn't have batting handy, so I took paper towels or extra napkins and wadded them up and made my little nest. Add a little bit more. And what's nice about this is you can just kind of tear it, or some tears easily, this doesn't. We're gonna just cut a little bit more. And this, you don't have to be, people tell me all the time, I'm not very crafty or talented. You don't have to be. Watch how easy this is to do. And you get a nice little handmade decoration that you can say, I made that. So you're gonna take one corner, you're gonna have your little toilet paper inside your little nest of batting. You're gonna pull it up while you're holding that little nest around it. You're gonna put one corner down in the center hole of the toilet paper. And then that looks like that. So you're gonna come around, and almost like you were making the corner folds on your sheets on your bed, you're going to tuck it up and over and keep pushing it down. And if you're having trouble, I kind of keep a wooden spoon on hand during this so that I can poke it down in there easily, because you're gonna probably have to use that spoon at the end. So you're just gonna come around, and don't worry about it being nice and even, because see, like this one, we want them to look like natural pumpkins, and pumpkins aren't always perfectly round. As a matter of fact, the most interesting ones are the ones that are a little lopsided and bumpy. You're just gonna keep tucking as you go around that toilet paper, which is now your nice pumpkin. And at the very end, you're gonna poke the last of that fabric down tight with your wooden spoon. And you can always undo it if you don't like how your lumps come out, but I like the pumpkins a little bit more like they look natural. So what you end up with is this nice little plump pumpkin that you would never know had a piece of toilet paper roll in there. So the next thing you're gonna do is, and on one of these, we just cut an old broomstick for our pumpkin stems, but several of them you can see that, or you can use a stick from out in your yard. I just had the inside of wrapping paper roll, and I cut a section off, and I sort of scrunched it up like this, and then I rolled it up unevenly to make a nice stem. So you don't have to have anything fancy to make these little pumpkins. You can use your fabric scraps, you can use your wrapping paper rolls, put that little stem down in there. And I saved some twine from a different project. You're gonna cut a small piece off, maybe about 5 to 8 inches. You're gonna wrap it around your stem, and you're going to tie a double knot. You can tie a bow if you like. I tend to not tie the bows on here because I don't like them looking too cutesy. And once you get it tied, you're gonna unravel the ends. Like twist it backwards from the way it's twisted. And then I undo it a little bit and pull them apart so that it looks like a nice scrunchy pumpkin vine that's all dried and twisted. Again, you can use fancy ribbon if you want with different patterns. You put your own sense of flair with it. And then I just took a branch of stems, leaves, and I cut one off, leaving a little bit of the leaf stem, plastic stem, and I'm shoving it kind of in between the twine and my stem, paper stem, and there you have it. And you can make it stick up and turn it whatever way you want, and you end up with a nice bandana or fabric pumpkin that you can display at home and take apart and not have to store. So they have lots of different patterns. You can use any kind you want. You can have a sugar skull pumpkin, and these are great because you know you've made it. Thank you for joining us. If you want some help, come and see us for the make and take and make one for yourself.